Welcome back to Yankees baseball on Prime. We are getting set for the middle game of this series in the Bronx between the Yankees and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hey everybody, I'm Justin Shackle. When the Yankees take the field in a moment, Carlos Rodon is going to be making his second start of the season. And Rodon's growth now in year 3 here in New York lies within his expanded pitch mix. When Rodon arrived on the scene in the Bronx, he was mainly known as a pitcher who relied heavily on his four-seamer and his slider. The slider's still the main weapon. Don't get it twisted. But you cannot argue against the work rate and the efficacy of Rodon's latest weapon. That is the changeup and the results that it has led to. Last year, opponents hit 178 against Rodon's changeup, and as Michael and Paul alluded to, he threw it with more frequency on opening day. And I talked with Carlos Rodon earlier this week about the evolution of that pitch. He noted the development, how it started from a rough concept with Yankee coaches and analysts and developing into the weapon it is now. He said that there is a huge importance on developing the right grip and arm speed for the changeup. The changeup's one of the hardest pitches for a pitcher to refine and develop, and he said it is a series of constant small tweaks, knowing where to place your fingers, knowing where and when to pressure the baseball, and it's certainly worked out for him over the past year plus. And guys, he said his current project is building up his sinker. That's a pitch that he started to throw near the end of spring training, and he mixed in a few on opening day.
Well, Justin, I'll tell you what, he uses the sinker 12.4% of the time on opening day. He's more of a complete pitcher. He used to be a power pitcher, and now he's incorporating a lot of different angles and obviously the way the ball moves, pitch shapes, and he's been a very effective pitcher for the Yankees. And remember, with the injury to Cole, well, Max Fried moves up, and Carlos Rodon moves up. He's a very important number 2 starter. You see him taking his warm-ups right now, but this guy is going to be a very big part of the Yankees' 2025 season.
Well, he was a horse last year. I mean, he had 16 wins and your opening day starter. So, yes, obviously you're expecting big things from Rodon.
All right, let's take a look at the lineup that he's going to face. And it starts with Ketel Marte, the second baseman. Corbin Carroll's in right. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is in left field. How about this? He's 0 for his last 34 against the New York Yankees. Randall Grichuk, he's not. He haunts the Yankees. He's the DH. He's going to clean up. Batting fifth, playing first base, Josh Naylor. Eugenio Suarez at third base, bat sixth. Batting seventh, the catcher, Gabriel Moreno. Jake McCarthy in center field, bat eighth. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, it's Geraldo Perdomo. Those are the numbers on Rodon. Paul just mentioned it. This is his 32nd start. It was 32 starts last year. Second start of this season. 16-9 with a 3.96 ERA. 195 strikeouts in 175 innings. Looks like it's starting to rain here. Not a good sign. But let's go to the scouting report.
Well, he had a good opening day, and he was the opener. He had 5 1/3, 1 run, 7 strikeouts, and he earned the win. More complete, we've talked about it. By using his sinker and his changeup, he's gotten away from just being a 2-pitch pitcher, and that makes a lot of sense going after some of these better hitters. And Snake Bit, he has a little trouble in the past with the D-backs. His career 5.18 ERA in 6 career starts.
I did not have rain on my bingo card today. Marte's ready. Rodon is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is a strike. Marte has to feel pretty good about life. He was signed through 2027 with the Diamondbacks. They added on 4 more years. He signed through 2031. So he has a $116 million deal over that time. And they gave him $64 million in new money.
New money opposed to old money?
Yeah, well, yeah, new money.
Old money you don't have to worry about because it's like handed down to you.
That's right. 0-2 count on Marte. There's that slider. 1-2. Paul, some immediate toughness out of Carlos Rodon to go on the mound today without sleeves. You've got a tough aspect to you.
Yeah, some pitchers don't like sleeves. Some pitchers, I mean, you remember a lot of guys go out there when it's 100 degrees with sleeves on. So it's all just what you feel. He's having a little trouble with the rain coming down, getting the grip, trying to put him away with that slider down and in. It was not able to get it in there.
And the 3-2. He walked him. Got ahead early and ended up losing Marte with a walk. Check out the Yankee defense. Dominguez in left, Bellinger in center, and Aaron Judge over in right. Infield, Cabrera, Volpe, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt. That's third to first. Walls behind the plate. He's caught every game so far this year. Ben Rice at DH. Home run yesterday. I told you Carlos Rodon's on the mound. Here is Corbin Carroll. Carroll, the only hit against Will Warren last night. It was a 2-run home run. But Warren gave the Yankees 5 innings of one-hit baseball.
Yeah, it was one of the positive notes last night, Michael. I mean, Warren did a good job. Had a couple of times where he really had to bear down and make good pitches. And he did.
Cabrera backs up to make the play to retire Carroll. All right, Paul, it's time for the keys to the game. Tell us what we should know.
Well, top 4. Last night, the D-backs starters shut down Goldie, Bellinger, Judge, and Jazz. They were 0 for 15 with 9 strikeouts. So the top of the order didn't do the job last night, but the young guns did. Dominguez, Volpe, and Rice all homered last night, all off to pretty good starts, and one pitch away. We were one pitch away from winning that game last night. The bullpen has been so good, but the big grand slam beat them late. See if they bounce back tonight.
A strike to Gurriel. We told you Gurriel against the Yankees is 0 for his last 34. 4 for 20 in the young going here in the season. 1 home run, 3 runs batted in. Andy Fletcher is a home plate umpire. He's considered hitter friendly. Calls fewer high strikes, fewer inside strikes. Andy's been around a while. He's the crew chief. 27th big league season. Rob Drake at first. Jansen Visconti at second. Malachi Moore is over at third. Driven deep to left field. Fair ball. It's gone. It is gone. Into the second deck. A 2-run home run by Gurriel.
Well, ball up in the strike zone, and Michael, you reversed jinxed him. You told me he was 0 for 30, what, 4?
0 for 34, yeah.
Well, no longer, 399 feet later. Diamondbacks got a 2-run lead. That's the 4-seam fastball, and if you don't locate a 4-seam fastball, you see no movement, just up in the strike zone. Gurriel Jr. hammers it.
There's Randall Grichuk. Had a pinch hit double in that 8th inning yesterday. Now, we told you how much Gurriel has struggled. Grichuk has not. He has 18 home runs against the Yankees since 2018 in 64 games. Only Vlad Guerrero and Rafael Devers have hit more against the Yankees. Devers 25, Guerrero 20.
Remember in the old days you'd watch the Bulls and just wonder what Rodman's hair was going to look like? Gurriel's kind of like that. You know, he comes up with a new hairstyle, new colors every day, every year.
Grichuk swings and misses, goes down on strikes.
There's a good slider there, down and in, and that's the way you put away a hitter. Once you get high, ahead in the count, hitters are very susceptible to swing over top of that ball down and in.
There's Josh Naylor, 6 for 18 in the early going. Naylor was out here early today working on flipping the ball to first base with the pitcher covering. He had a massive error last night that allowed the Yankees to score 2 unearned runs and take a 4-2 lead. working on fundamentals before the game. The Yankees are out working with the outfielders and also with the infielders.
You know, you see that a lot now, Michael, because teams don't take infield. So you get a lot of extra work in batting practice and even before batting practice, taking balls, making throws. Well, obviously didn't like the pitch call. Well, kind of running back in a little bit, but looked like a good pitch.
The flags over the grandstand are start straight out. The American flag in left center field looks like it's blowing toward the foul pole in left.
Well, Naylor's uniform looked like it's blowing towards left field. I mean, you can tell it's not nice out right now. Maybe they're just going to blow that rain out of here. But you know, Naylor came from Cleveland. He was with the Guardians for years, so he's used to this weather.
Popped up, left center. Volpe will make the play for the final out. So a 2-run home run by Gurriel, and the Diamondbacks have 2. The Yankees coming to bat. Have 2. Now it's the Yankees offense's turn against Zach Gallen. That's the guy who's going to lead off Paul Goldschmidt. Center fielder Cody Bellinger bat second, Aaron Judge in right. Jazz Chisholm Jr. struck out 4 times last night. He's at second base cleaning up. Anthony Volpe, the shortstop. Austin Wells will catch. 7th batter is Jason Dominguez. He'll play left. Ben Rice, the DH, hits 8th, and batting 9th. And playing third base, it's Oswaldo Cabrera. And they will face Zach Gallen. You see what he did last year in 28 starts, 14-6, with a 3.65 ERA, more strikeouts than innings pitched. Take the walk up to the plate with Paul Goldschmidt, the veteran first baseman. Let's take a look at the scouting report on Gallen.
Well, he leads the majors. Since 2023, his 31 wins leads all major league pitchers. He's been really, really good. His knuckle curve, that is his dominant pitch. Last year's hitters only hit 148 against it. And past success, well, he's pitched 2 good games against the Yankees. 2 career starts against the Yankees. Both of them have been 6 innings shutout baseball, and he's 2-0.
He pitched the opener against the Cubs, a very odd line. 4 is the cross. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. And there's a strike to Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt has settled in to that leadoff spot. In all likelihood, he's played all 5 games. He probably gets tomorrow off. Two and 2.
Get some inside information, or you just got a feeling?
Just got a feeling.
Yeah.
I bet you Wells gets a day off.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Catcher called all the games.
2-2.
tell you what, you wake up in the morning and you think, God, why am I so sore? Because you're used to playing every day. And it's because you play on a cold night like this. You go home, you get up the next day. It takes a little longer to get going.
3-2. So the honor of the opening day starter came down to Gallen or last night's starter, Corbin Burns. And Torey Lovullo, the manager of the Diamondbacks, asked 32 people in the organization who should get the honor. The vote came back 16-16.
Oh. Wow. Split decision.
Mm-hmm. High fly ball, deep center. McCarthy drifts back, and he'll make the play. Well, if this was Saturday, that might have gone out, but it is a cold night. The ball is not carrying as well. Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defense. Gurriel in left, McCarthy in center, Carroll over in right. Infield will go third to first. Suarez, Perdomo, Marte, and Naylor. Moreno behind the plate. Grichuk the DH. Gallen on the mound. Bellinger takes up and in. Four hits and 13 at-bats for Bellinger. A home run and 6 ribbies. Right back to Gallen. 2 down. Here's Aaron Judge. 6 hits and 15 at-bats. 4 of the 6 hits, home runs. He has 11 runs batted in. Also sitting at 499 extra base hits for his career. So Judge has 4 home runs, Chisholm 3, Volpe 3. And it is the first time in baseball history that 3 teammates have 3 or more home runs through the first 4 games of a season. And the Yankees as a team have 18 home runs in those 4 games, and that's a major league record through 4. Get this though, 18 is also a major league record through 5 and through 6.
Yeah, that amazed me when I read that today.
2-2.
I think that's Jazz behind the mask over there.
No, we told you about Goldschmidt's fly ball that on a warmer night it might have gone out. It was 105 off the bat, 30-degree launch angle. Usually those balls have an 870 batting average, and 84% are home runs. Judge tries to hold up. He goes around, according to Rob Drake, and the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. MLBShop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, T-shirts, and more. Visit MLBShop.com, the official source for your Yankees gear. We go to the second inning. Suarez will lead off. Had the big hit in yesterday's game. The grand slam off of Mark Leiter Jr., just clearing the leap of Cody Bellinger in left field. Five for 18 on the season. All 5 hits have left the yard. He has stumbled off the mound a couple of times so far. Keeps looking down at the mound. Home run leaders in the majors this season. Just got to look. I don't know if the mound is slippery because of the rain, but maybe he doesn't have a good landing spot yet. Suarez works a 4-pitch walk.
You see every once in a while a pitcher kind of hit that clay and slip a little. Yeah, you see it's kind of spinning there. It's not really anything to push off.
Moreno takes upstairs with the fastball, so 5 straight out of the zone.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because we're praising Rodon so much about how he's become a pitcher. Now, once you start struggling a little bit, and he really hasn't found a groove yet, do you go to your old habits or do you stick with what has been working? And that's to throw the 2-seamers and the changeups along with that 4-seamer and his slider.
Interesting, after he delivered that pitch, the 6th straight ball, he kind of turned his back on home plate. And right away, Austin Wells ran out to talk with him, and coming over from third base, Oswaldo Cabrera. He just doesn't look as if he's in sync right now. So 2-0 on Moreno. Suarez is at first, held there by Goldschmidt. That was a strike.
We talked numerous times last night about Arizona last year led all of the major leagues in runs scored. So this is not a team that you want to give a lot of opportunities because they have guys that know how to run. They have guys that know how to drive the ball out of the ballpark, and they have guys that know how to hit in situations.
That 4-seam fastball was just 91 miles an hour. That's a little light for Rodon. That was 92 and fouled away.
He almost looked like he looked at the scoreboard there and was kind of shaking his head like, what's wrong?
And we've seen him up, 95, 96 when he really pumped up for a game. Timeout called by Moreno. So a full count. '93 fouled back.
He's going to keep throwing the fastball until he gets it where he wants. Huh? He's going 91, 92, 93. The next one should be 94 at least, right?
That's the progression. Skied the other way. Again, 93. We opened the show talking about that he threw the changeup 20% of the time. With all the fastballs, this would be a good time, but does he feel confident enough to throw it on 3-2?
Yeah, you also wonder, if that's the scouting report on Milwaukee, because they threw a lot of off-speed pitches last night, and you just wonder if that's the scouting report on the D-backs too. Ball off his glove, not able to come up with it. Ends up being a base hit.
Yeah, that's a bad break. He slowed it down.
Just kind of a reaction, nothing you can do, but the ball did not stay in the glove. And you're right, Michael, it didn't get to Jazz quick enough where he had a play. Now this is where you know, if you really think about things, you want to get back to that two-seam fastball. Try to keep somebody on the ground. Give yourself an opportunity to possibly turn two. It's a tough guy to really turn two on. McCarthy runs extremely well.
Tries to bunt, bunts through it. Actually fouls the ball off into the glove of Wells. Another bunt, this one toward third base, kicks foul.
Yeah, it hit the crease of the grass there. That was a good bunt. He's got a bad break there, but you know, Arizona will bunt. They move people on over. I mean, they actually have a few guys in their lineup that will. Perdomo leads all of the major leagues. He's got 34 sacrifice bunts since 2022. That's more than most teams have, huh?
Yeah, it's not a big part of the game anymore. You see the pitch breakdown against Milwaukee. So through the four-seamer, 25.8%. Changeup, sinkers, curves, and cutters. The four-seamers, that was the lowest he's had for a long time.
Yeah, 54% so far tonight, Michael, with the four-seam fastball. Just trying to find something to work all his secondary pitches off of. And that's the pitch right there. And he continued, you're right, Michael, looking at the mound, and then that's the pitch. I mean, that's one of his bread and butters right there is the slider. He's not been able to really locate that good at this point.
Suarez at second, Moreno's at first. Nobody out in the second. 2-0 Arizona. Can't turn two on this guy, but they'll get him at first. Runners move up.
Early in the game, you roll the dice if you're Aaron Boone. Try to keep the infield in, possibly.
It's a gamble with second and third because if the ball squeezes through, it's 2 runs. Looks like they are going to go halfway. They'll be in at the corners. Halfway at short and second.
You get Suarez at third base is not a speedster, so you know by playing halfway you're still going to have an opportunity on a hard hit ball right at you at the middle infielders. I think we got PitchCom technical difficulties here.
Yankees down 2-0 on the Gurriel home run in the first inning, trying to keep it right here. Diamondbacks second and third, 1 man out. Perdomo has a 5-game hitting streak, 7 for 18. He has 6 runs batted in on the bottom of the order. One and one. Fly ball, right center, going back. Bellinger will make the catch, tagging Suarez. He'll score easily. Throw comes into Jazz. Staying put is Moreno. And a sac fly gives the Diamondbacks a 3-0 lead.
kind of a bad read by Marino. A good jump by Bellinger out in center field to run this down. But this off the bat, you got to know at the end, you got to get back, and you can easily jog to third base. Very surprised. Kind of stuck in the middle and didn't know whether to go back or not, and then just too late.
Now runner at second, 2 outs. Here's Marte. Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. Moreno rounds third. He's coming home. He'll score without a throw. An RBI single for Marte, and it's 4-0 Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you got to kind of question the pitch right there. And Marte, we talked about it, as a much better hitter off lefties. It's a 4-seam fastball right there. You got a base open, and you got a lefty on deck and at the plate right now in Carroll. But Marte can really handle the bat from the right side.
Runner goes, pitches high, the throw to second, not in time. And he came off the bag, and Volpe kept his glove on the hand of Marte, and he is out. Overslid second base, initially called safe. He was actually out initially. And then a disconnect with the bag. Volpe heads up, keeps his glove for the final out. Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture is of Lorenzo, one of the Yankees' newest fans. How about that? Born into Yankeedom. That hat was not chosen by Lorenzo. It was given to him. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Post your picture to social media. Reflect your love for the Yankees. We might spotlight you in a future game.
Looked like Lorenzo was just delivered by the stork there in his little basket with baseballs and a Yankee hat on.
Absolutely. Chisholm had a rough night last night with the old golden sombrero, 4 strikeouts. That one is looped into left field and ducks in there for a base hit. And he's going to round first, thinks about going to second, but he'll hold up.
Well, you see, you're back to the gray bat, and yeah, that's a torpedo bat, Michael, if you were wondering. But last night, you remember, after the 3 strikeouts, he went to the natural wood. Well, he's back to the gray, and I'm sure this second at bat you'll see gray again after a base hit. Boy, that ball way down on the label. Fought it off the other way.
Anthony Volpe takes a strike. He has 3 hits, and they're all home runs. Yankees down 4-0. Now Jazz Chisholm is at 99 stolen bases in his career. So looking for a nice round number, but you got to be careful if you're down by 4.
You got to be careful with Marino behind the plate also. Top in the major leagues.
Center field, shallow. Oh, what a play by Perdomo. He took a base hit away from Volpe. McCarthy had no chance, and Perdomo ran it down.
Oh, this ball was up in the air for a while. You thought McCarthy would kind of call him off possibly, but no. Came out of the glove and then back in it. Good concentration. That's just a stab to get leather, and then it, luckily for him, bounces straight up where you can glove it on the rebound.
Wells rips one and into right field. Took the helmet off of Jazz Chisholm Jr. Wells going for 2. The throw comes to first, and the Yankees have runners on second and third and 1 out.
Wow, you talk about a good swing and just a rifle down the line. I know that it got Jazz's attention. That helmet blew off everything, but a good smart play by Wells, knowing that as a right fielder, you're going to try to save that run and hit the cutoff man. Some people run it looks really easy, and Jazz is one of them, you know.
Here's Dominguez, infield back, second and third, 1 out. Good changeup.
You see the reaction. He's actually line drive your tongue to kind of freeze, but if you freeze there, you're going to get hit between the eyes.
1-1.
Yeah, the big at bat here for Dominguez to try to lead the Yankees back in this game after the 2 spot in the first and the second from the D-backs. Yankees need to cross the plate to get back into this game.
Knuckle curve, 1-2. Dominguez, 2 hits yesterday, including his first home run of the year.
Yeah, somehow, some way, you got to figure the Gallon wants to get back to that knuckle curve. That's his strikeout pitch. We talked about that's his dominant pitch.
Swing and a miss. Dominguez down on strikes on that pitch.
Now this one thrown down and in intentionally off the plate. Dominguez goes after it. Gallon gets what he needs as a strikeout with a man on third base.
With Ben Rice. Gotten off to a nice start. 5 for 10. 2 home runs, both home runs into the second deck here at Yankee Stadium.
Well, that one last night off puck was extremely impressive. I mean, he was lighting up the strike zone and hard, and he turned on one, put it in the second deck, as you said.
One and one on Rice. Second and third for the Yanks. Now 2 outs. They're down 4-0.
To be able to catch up to that inside half, not only catch up, but just rifle it into the second deck.
Holds up. Did he? Yes, he did, said Malachi Moore. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Diamondbacks lead 4-0. Put on some weight in the offseason, really muscle, and he's hitting the ball harder. He always hit the ball very well, but now the exit velocity has jumped. Swing and a miss on the knuckle curve, so he gets Dominguez and Rice on the knuckle curve. Yankees strand 2. We go to the third. Hey fans, thanks for making the Gotham Sports app a top 5 most downloaded sports app in the nation on the Apple App Store. To stream live Yankee games and more of your favorite New York teams, download and subscribe to the Gotham Sports app and get in now with a special limited time offer. Go to gothamsports.tv to learn more. We go to the third, 2, 3, and 4 in the Diamondbacks order against Rodon. Tell you what, Paul, he probably does not have a good feel on the slider and the change because he is throwing an abundance of fastballs, and it's not a high-octane fastball.
And you see, trying to start off with a slider just to get ahead, and there's another one. Again, both of them out of the strike zone. And, you know, I don't know if it's the cold weather or if it's just one of those nights where, you know, it's going to take an inning or two to get, get that feel of where you need to release this ball to throw strikes.
Fly ball center field. Bellinger back. Still back. He's on the track, and he makes the play. Covering a lot of ground.
Well, that had unusual carry to it, Michael, for a night like this. I mean, Bellinger, you see, kind of hesitated for a while like it was going to be an easy play, but now you look at the wind, and it just kept carrying and carrying, which, you know, kind of surprises you as an outfielder when it's 42 degrees out.
Rodon can't believe how far it traveled. Here's Gurriel, 2-run home run in the first inning, into the second deck and left. You know, Aaron Boone remarked after the game last night about how Torey Lovullo has a real good roster where he can really create a lot of matchup problems. He's got guys that he can pull off the bench, righty-lefty mixes. He protects guys in the right way. The Diamondbacks, as Paul mentioned, they scored the most runs in baseball last year. They're a good offensive team, and you could see why. Now, they won 89 games last year, same as the Mets and the Braves. But unfortunately for them, they lost the tiebreaker, so they were the team on the outside looking in for the wild card. And they really had struggles at the beginning of the season. Carroll didn't play well, and that probably cost them a chance. They went to the World Series the year before. Now they feel good about things because they added Corbin Burns, and they have the same lineup returning, except for Christian Walker.
Look at some things that help teams win, and they do it. They score runs. They play defense really well, and up and down their lineup, they're the guys that know how to hit and work counts, and they run. And so by adding starting pitching, which they have, they're going to be tough to beat. Obviously, LA is the premier of the league over there, and they're going to have to try to stay with them. But they're definitely a team that you look at to be in the playoffs.
Here's Grichuk. Struck out in the first.
And remember at the end of the game last night too, Michael, some of the arms they got coming out of the bullpen. Martinez was ridiculous, and then that's the scouting report. Their top offense, they improved their pitching. That was from last night. So if you don't win the World Series, there's need for improvement, and they looked at it, looked in the mirror, and said, hey, we've got to get better at starting pitching. As many runs as they scored, they gave up too many.
And their attempt to get better last year was to sign Jordan Montgomery, who had a bad year, and then in spring training announced he's going to have Tommy John surgery. So they got really very little of the 2-year contract, but with Burns they feel a little bit better. That's a fastball at 95, but it just misses off the outside corner. That's the hardest fastball he's thrown. But a 3-0 count on Grichuk. He's already at 55 pitches, the number on his back. And there's ball 4. That's the 4th walk. He seemed to be in such command on opening day. It's a little bit different tonight.
Yeah, you saw that at the breakdown. 28 balls, 28 strikes. That's not the ratio you want. And it's just, you know, he's kind of searching for a pitch that, you know, he can use an account when he needs a strike. And it just like the slider has not been there strike wise. The four-seamer's getting better, but the two-seamer has not been as big a part as the game on opening day.
There's a strike.
Good two-seamer then, and then you just gotta build on every single time you throw it. All right, this is a pitch now that I can count on, and you can get easy outs with a good sinking fastball.
That has not been a pitch for him. Just can't get it consistently in the strike zone.
You had McCarthy up last inning, and you wanted to keep it on the ground, but you can't double him up. Naylor, you can. If you get a good double play ball here, it's pretty much automatic. Doesn't run really well.
That slider clips the outside corner, 1-2. Hey, it's the third inning. You can't give up on a pitch ball, so they're going to keep trying.
Well, I mean, he has a couple pitches that he can't give up on. His four-seamer and his slider. You just hope that they're good enough where you can work on the other stuff off of it.
2-2.
And believe me, pitching in cold weather is tough for pitchers. I mean, the grip can be off. The ball gets slippery when it's cold like this. You just don't get the feel that you usually do with the baseball.
Chasing back Gurriel. Gurriel off second, Grichuk off first. 2-2. This could be two. There's one. And there's two. That's exactly what Rodon needed. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left. We go to the bottom of the third. '60 regular season games, the Cup, play-in, playoff coverage, league pass, and more. The NBA on Prime all starts this October.
We'll be taking a net threesome right there, Michael. You had LeBron, you had Curry, you had Tatum, huh?
I'd probably take Tatum because he's the youngest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the other two are pretty good.
I'd say.
Great game for Curry last night. The 1-1. When you played basketball, you told me you had an outside shot like Kermit.
Yeah, right. I like to get to the ball and try to go to the basket to get as close as I could. But what a fun game in high school, huh? Play basketball. Girlfriends cheering on the sideline. Oh, could it get any better?
Three-two. Swing and a miss. That's been quite the pitch for Gallen. 3 straight Yankees have struck out, all on that knuckle curve.
Yeah, there's a couple ways you can throw a knuckle curve, where you tuck the knuckle in and really spin it like he does, or you can push it with both knuckles like Musina used to. You both get that downward action, but this one here looks like you have a little more command on what part of the plate you want to hit with it.
Gallen just 29 years old, 7th big league season. And he grew up in Somerdale, New Jersey. That's South Jersey, but he did grow up a Cardinals fan. He's going to be a free agent after the season. High pop-up, shallow right. Marte makes the play. How about this for an old-time workhorse? In 2023, Gallen, including the postseason, made 40 starts. He threw 243 and 2/3 innings. You just don't see that anymore. Bellinger swings and misses.
Yeah, I was just looking at him, and you know, if you saw him and you didn't know his, his background, you didn't know his record, you would just think, okay, he's just a major league pitcher. But look at how he pitches. He's got the knuckle curve that he can go to, but he knows how to win too. I mean, we've talked about the 31 wins in the last 3 years that lead all of Major League Baseball. So he's just a guy that gets it on how to pitch and how to get big outs.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Another strikeout for Gallen as the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We've played 3 here at the stadium. Diamondbacks lead 4-0. So he pitched in 342 games, 62 of them starts, ERA of 4.30, and 16 saves. So the Yankees from 96 to 2002, then the Red Sox, and then back to the Yankees.
96 through 2002. We should just know that. Huh?
Well, you should. You lockered next to him, probably.
Wow. Now you're really making me feel bad.
No, I don't know the answer, so I don't. He was in the room with you. Let's put it that way. The wheels are turning, right?
Yeah. If I don't say anything the rest of this inning, I'm just thinking about the name that Yankee.
Believe me, I know. So I was talking to the Yankee manager who likes to play Name That Yankee. He's very upset with our producer, Troy Benjamin, who has not gone down to the field to show it to him. He said, I've only seen it on the scoreboard. What's going on?
Well, for one thing, it's 40 degrees out. Troy's smarter than that. He's up in the booth or in the truck.
Swing and a miss. There's that changeup. Suarez down on strikes.
Yeah, that's a good change up there. I mean, good arm action. You see the grip there, and you see the seams running away from the hitter. Good movement down and away.
I just got it.
Did you?
Yeah, I just got it.
All right, I can talk now. You can just write it on a piece of paper.
You don't want to guess anymore?
No.
Okay.
I feel like I cheated on a test if I don't get it. Oh, you're right. Okay. Look at me in the middle like, wow, I just missed something.
Tell you one thing, though, Paul. The leather jacket looked good on camera, didn't it?
Oh, really nice. Good. Yeah, we were doing the pregame, and you just sported out. You know, we have fur coats on until the pregame,
Yeah.
and then you put your coat on, and I thought I was sitting next to Woody Hayes. You had your scarlet and gray jacket on.
That's right. You mean the national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes?
Yeah, that's the ones I'm talking about.
Moreno fouls it away. So it's cold tonight. It's supposed to be really pleasant tomorrow, but tonight we'll get the Yankees ready for Detroit because the the forecast for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, frigid temperatures in the Motor City. Volpe. Yankees are also intrigued because after tomorrow's game, they fly to Pittsburgh, and they have games on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And each and every day in Pittsburgh, there's a lot of rain in the forecast. And that's what interleague play does, though. You're going to have to wait there a long time because there's no time to really make these games up. You don't go back. Ground it to first. A toss to Rodon, and he beats McCarthy to the bag for the final out. Hey, don't go anywhere. That guy's coming up. He's leading off the fourth inning. Aaron Judge with 4 home runs and 11 runs batted in. Does he have another one in him? Coming up against Gala next, right here on Prime. Lead 4-0. It'll be Judge, Chisholm, and Volpe against Gallen. Judge struck out in the first inning. 1-0. (2-0) on the Yankee captain. Swings through that 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Two and two.
That's what Gallen does. I mean, he seldom backs up pitches. Everything's different, and then he sets it up for when he really needs that pitch of his, which is the knuckle curve. But he did challenge Judge with the fastball behind in the count. Then he went to a little breaking ball. And he was kind of set up for that knuckle curve.
And the pitch. Could not hold up on the pitch upstairs, and he goes down on strikes.
That's why you don't guess with him either. I mean, just a smart pitch. I mean, up and in, a pitch at Aaron Judge. Obviously, he's thinking out over the plate. Kind of ties him up. And gets that swing.
Well, after he dominated against the Brewers, the Diamondbacks have pitched him well. He was 0 for 4 last night. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Broken bat pop-up, shallow right field. Carroll calls off Marte. 2 down. Here's Volpe. Had a base hit taken away on a great play by Perdomo. A blooper into center field. Perdomo, the shortstop, ran it down. Shows bunt. Takes the cutter high.
I swore I was way back. Now he's kind of moved in. It's just a way of showing that you're thinking of it. And also, you know, if you do intend just to try to keep the inning going and put some pitches on Gallen.
High fly ball, right center. Who's going to get it? Carroll makes the call on the catch. 8 Yankees in a row retired. We go to the 5th. to the A's here to O'Neill.
I remember
What
that.
was that, Paul?
You know what? When you got a leg kick and you're facing a knuckleballer, I did a double leg kick. The ball wasn't there yet, so I kind of just scooted. Just didn't have quite enough to get it out. But I remember, look, Stroh's laughing at me.
Look, he's giggling at you.
I said, I don't know what to do. I've never done 2 leg kicks. I was lost.
Tom came in and showed us that on his phone. He said, I'm not trying to insult you, Paul. I just think it's funny. And it was funny.
He said, do you remember it? I said, yeah, I absolutely remember it. I only did it one time in my career, the double leg kick.
Not only the double leg kick, but the back leg move forward, too.
Well, there was nowhere to go.
4-0 Diamondbacks. 1-0 count on Perdomo.
Michael Paul, did you know that Tom Candiotti was in the movie 61?
No.
Yeah.
He was one of the
Played
pitchers?
Hoyt Wilhelm.
No kidding.
Look at Shackle bringing it.
Wow. Justin, it's nice to see that the cold air, it does nothing to your hair. Your hair is
No.
it's
Double
perfect.
dose of hairspray tonight.
Is that it?
Yeah. The flags are whipping, but my hair is not.
I'm convinced, like, if we had a pickup game,
Yeah.
somebody threw a ball, hit his head, he'd be fine. It's like a helmet.
That's right. That wouldn't affect it. Could have played in the old days. We didn't wear a helmet.
That's right. Right field. 1 down. Look at him. It's just a beautiful mane. Perfect knot, too. Little secret, too, Paul. See, he sits up on that second level.
Yeah.
He's got heat back there.
Oh, don't tell me. I walked out of the room one time, and it's like 50 degrees cool or hotter up there.
Yep.
My hands are actually sweating. I don't need hand warmers.
Ouch.
Knocked down by Rodon. Took a base hit away from Marte.
Well, the second hot shot back up the middle. Rodon got a glove on the first one. This one, ouch. I think that hit him in the forearm. Yeah,
Ooh.
it certainly did. You know, it hurts less, Michael, when you get an out.
I bet. You can't even imagine how much that must sting on a night like this.
Believe it or not, when you're playing, you know, you're obviously you hit a ball off the end of the bat. Things, it hurt more when it's cold. But when you're out there playing, and if you're moving around, I mean, you don't feel the cold nearly as much as, say, like you do right now, up here in the booth.
Now, Jack Curry wanted me to ask you this. He said that you told him you always look fastball against Wakefield. Were you looking fastball against Candiotti?
Every time. Maybe that's why I didn't have him timed up right. I was not going to change my whole approach to hitting for one guy. And you know what? It's so funny because I remember one time I got one fastball, I think, my whole career off of Wakefield. And I laced it into left center field. And I remember the pitching coach coming up to me and said, how can you do it? I said, because I look fastball every pitch. He's like, well, he never throws it. I said, well, he threw it once.
That first foul ball from Carroll almost took off Gurriel's head in the on-deck circle. So scary. He's now not on the on-deck circle. He just went to the dugout.
Stand there by the cage down in the tunnel.
Yeah, he just scrammed. That one hit the mask of Wells. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. 7 in a row retired by Rodon. We're halfway through. 4-0 Diamondbacks. ever, featuring the infamous Yankees-Red Sox rivalry, Gretzky's Oilers, the 2016 curse-breaking Cubs, the '94 New York Rangers, and more. Watch now on Prime Video. I'm going to watch that.
Those are good. There's nothing like Game 7. Doesn't matter what sport, right?
They say it's the greatest 2 words in sports. Yankees down 4-0. They have 2 hits. The Diamondbacks have 3 hits. From the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Wells, Dominguez, and Rice. What a pitch that's been for Gallen. Ball gets loose in left center field.
I feel like the season's officially underway now, Mike. For Yes, it was like our first Yes Pizza party up here in the booth before.
Yep.
Like a bunch of seagulls up here. As soon as they hit, everybody was flocking around them. Huh?
Well, you were the first seagull.
I didn't take my first pick.
Perdomo gets Wells. So here's Dominguez, struck out on a knuckle curve. Yankees had runners on second and third, 1 out in the second inning. Couldn't get a run in as Dominguez and Rice both struck out on the same pitch.
Boy, Gallen has really bounced back, as you talked about. He kind of struggled opening day. Boy, he's been good tonight.
It's funny, you watch Gallen pitch, and when he was growing up, he wanted to model himself after Tim Hudson. He said, my thought was I don't have crazy stuff. I had to turn it into a chess match, so I wanted to be as prepared as possible. He said, I wanted to find that one hole that's going to help me when I see the guy in the 6th inning. And his stuff is not filthy. It's not overpowering.
Not overpowering. You know, he's got the knuckle curve, but everything else, he has control with every pitch. He's not a pitcher you can guess along with, you know, that gets in certain routines or sequences. Just an all-around good pitcher.
Swing and a miss on that pitch. 2 away.
You see that index finger kind of up on the baseball where he can really pull down and get that great break. But he's been able to locate that, especially with 2 strikes, to get it out of the strike zone and get a swing and a miss.
There's Rice. 7 strikeouts for Gallen. Yankees had a truckload of strikeouts last night as well. Both career starts that Gallen has had against the Yankees, 6 shutout innings. And of the 7 strikeouts today, 6 have been on the knuckle curve. So now he gets Rice on the changeup to go 1-2. Does he go to the knuckle curve again?
Well, it's been working for him. The knuckle curve down and in, out of the strike zone. Lefties are so prone to swing at that pitch.
It's exactly what he did. The Yankees not making the adjustment. 8 strikeouts in 5 innings for Zach Gallen. We go to the 6th. 4-0 Diamondbacks. Is on the Gurriel home run in the first inning. He was 0 for his last 34 against the Yankees, but then this one, 106.8 miles per hour off the bat, 2-run home run. He leads off the 6th inning and swings over a slider. Rodon seems as if he has righted the ship. He had runners on first and second, 1 out in the 3rd. He got Naylor to hit into a double play, and then the last 2 innings, 1-2-3, 1-2-3. Yoendrys Gomez warming for the Yankees. One and one. Put some sleeves on. As the game has gone on, it's got a little colder.
Maybe it, from that ball off his forearm, maybe a little compression there.
That's exactly what it might be, so it doesn't swell up. First 2 innings, he really struggled, but he has settled down. Three and one. There's a strike. Swing and a miss, dialed it up to 95. Much better fastball than in the first 2 innings. He was sitting at 91, 92.
Yeah, it looks like he was just kind of searching early in the game, and you know, now that the scoreboard says 4-0, he has found his rhythm. And it's the job of the Yankee offense to try to get back into this game.
And there's a strike to Grichuk. 0 for 1 with a walk.
Yeah, Grichuk had a big pinch hit last night. Lead off double off of Tim Hill, which you just don't see the ball elevated that much. Laced it into left field, kind of started things off.
Popped up on the right side. Long run for Judge. Does he have room? Yes, he does. Makes the play in foul territory.
As a right fielder, you know there's not a lot of room over there. It looks like the ball actually came back on him. The wind probably got a hold of it. And Judge making some more friends.
That had to be blown back by the wind. You look at the flags there, definitely blown toward left field. That looked like it was in the seats for a while.
Aaron Judge got a lot of friends in Manhattan, doesn't he?
A lot of friends. Yeah. Everybody wants to be his friend. Bet you'd be a good friend, too.
Always looking up to him, huh?
Mm-hmm. So Rodon, 5 1/3 innings on opening day. He's 2 outs into the 6th inning here. Pitch count at 93. Naylor 0 for 2 against Rodon. 2-1. 2-2.
Yeah, he's sitting in the mid-90s now, so something has really changed from the start of this game till now.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch, swing and a miss. Got him on the slider. 10 batters in a row retired by Rodon as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees down by 4.
has had the Yankees number tonight, has kept everybody off balance. Swing and misses. The knuckle curve has been his primary strikeout pitch. Only had one opportunity earlier, and he's got out of that jam. But so far, Zach Gallen has been nails against the Yankees.
No walks, 8 strikeouts, just 2 hits. Both of those hits came in the second inning. Oswaldo Cabrera will lead off. And there's a strike. He just keeps filling the strike zone. You know how the Diamondbacks got Zach Gallen? They got him from the Marlins for Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Oh, wow. You know, you look at this organization, most franchise organizations, you know, go through growing pains. It takes forever. You remember they brought Buck Showalter in. You know, they started this organization in 1998. Showalter won 100 games. As Cabrera gets to first base on a ball, gets to the screen. They won 100 games their second year as being a franchise.
Amazing.
And then, you know, within 4 years, they won a World Series.
So he strikes out, 9th strikeout, but the ball gets away, so it allows him to reach first base.
Strikeout reaching first on the wild pitch.
So here's Goldschmidt, runner on first base, nobody out. Strikeout, wild pitch, allowing him to reach, and there's a breaking ball strike to Goldschmidt. Fly ball to center and a pop up to second. Goldschmidt played 8 years with the Diamondbacks. Perennial MVP candidate during those years. Couldn't hold up. Good slider, 0-2. Vast improvement over his start on March 27th against the Cubs. We mentioned 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Much different picture.
You didn't even have to write those stats down.
No.
4, 4, and 4, and 4.
I just remember what you're always screaming during golf.
Yeah, like you don't even know what that means. But that means hit the deck, something's coming at me.
I think so.
How do you spell it? That's the big thing.
In golf?
Yeah.
F-O-R-E. Right?
You're too much.
Yep.
You know that library we showed last night? You spent way too much time in there. You know that?
Just missed inside. Would you rather face a guy with electric stuff or a guy like this?
A guy like this was a challenge because, you know, it was a you know, kind of a cat and mouse game. You know, guys would have great stuff. Randy Johnson, Pedro, Clemens. I mean, sometimes it was you felt overmatched because they were that good.
10 strikeout as Goldschmidt down looking.
Again, now you've thrown so many knuckle curves that a lot of the hitters are going to kind of sit on it late in the count. And then what do? You throw a 2-seamer right on the inside corner.
Four-seamer on the inside corner, 0-1. Would that kind of covering on your face, I don't ever remember you wearing that, would that distract you?
You know what, I've never worn it, but I don't think so. I mean, obviously you're just trying to stay warm somewhat, but unless you have long innings defensively, usually you're okay because, you know, there's heaters in the dugout. You can run in the clubhouse. You could always keep your bats down in the tunnel or somewhere where it's running. And you can even get a cup of bone broth there. How do you like that? I bet you're really into that. A little bone broth. I guarantee that's not on your list.
Pitch shortly. Nice play by Marte. Ball is dropped, but he regains, Perdomo does, to get the force on Cabrera.
You know, you're seeing why Arizona is just a good team. I mean, they don't make a lot of mistakes. This ball was just hammered. Marte somehow gets it over to second. It could have been a double play, but again, you make the play, you get the outs. Good pitching, and as we saw last night, big arms in the bullpen late in the game too.
So now runner on first base, 2 outs. Here's Judge. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts.
You know, this looks like one of those games. In order for the Yankees to get back in, you're not stringing together a lot of hits, so you're going to have to hit a home run at some point just to get on the board.
And it's kind of pick your poison. So Gallen has been overpowering without overpowering stuff. We saw how overpowering the back end of the Diamondbacks bullpen is. So you don't like your chances going to the late innings against them. 1-2 on Judge. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes for the 3rd time. And that's 11 strikeouts for Gallen in 6 innings. Yankees strand 1. We go to the 7th. These are the clues, those are the years, and this guy really helped the Yankees.
Yeah, Ramiro Mendoza, one of the better sinkers in the game at that time, and he could fill so many roles in the bullpen. This is why he was so valuable.
He was like a Mr. Do-Everything. Could pitch in any inning.
Yeah.
And this was against the Diamondbacks in 2001 in the World Series.
Who's that guy? Shortstop there for the Yankees. It was that guy.
You know what? And on this date, Paul, in 1996, Jeter became the first Yankee rookie to play shortstop since Tom Tresh in 1962. Yoendris Gomez takes over for Carlos Rodon. And Suarez hits one deep to center field. Going back is Bellinger. He runs it down. Strangely, the ball's carrying the center.
It certainly is. And early in the game, Goldschmidt hit a ball that you thought, had a chance. It went nowhere. But ever since then, the wind picked up since that little drizzle we had, and the ball has really been carrying to center field.
We're in the 7th inning here in the Bronx. It's 4-0 Diamondbacks, 2 in the first, 2 in the second. And it's been zeros for both teams since. Moreno, 1 for 2. Foul back and out of play. Picked up his first big league win against Milwaukee Coming on in relief, Gomez did. And a strike. Fly ball center field. Much easier for Bellinger. 2 down. Well, the move to bring in Gomez was called to the bullpen. Brought to you by Taco Bell.
Liv Moss. Is that what they say?
Yeah, Liv Moss. There's Jake McCarthy. 2 ground balls to the right side. 1 to Chisholm, 1 to Goldschmidt. Oh and 1. One and 1 on the Diamondbacks center fielder.
You know what I thought about today, Michael? I was driving around Westchester, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all the leaves aren't out yet. The forsythia bushes are coming out. They're blooming, the yellow blooms. But all the lawns are, you know, still kind of dead and haven't come in. Yankee Stadium has like been in a nursery or something. The grass is so green and perfect here. How's that work?
You know what? I'm not sure. We'll have to ask Danny Cunningham.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's got to be a secret.
My lawn looks pretty awful.
You need Danny out there.
Wow.
Hadn't quite come in yet.
It's just brutal. I'm sure the dog has something to do with it. Let's just put it this way. The dog's trying fertilizer, but it's not working. 1-2. Just missed. 2-1-2. Gomez has some pretty good stuff. Made the team out of spring training. Some of the injuries certainly helped. Ian Hamilton working his way back. Jake Cousins going on the IL. Swing and a miss. Strong inning for Gomez. He strikes out McCarthy, and the Diamondbacks go down in order. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. It's Arizona 4, New York nothing, but we'll stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise and remove your caps? And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Sergeant Odom Loader from Albemarle, North Carolina, who served in the Vietnam War. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America. All right, fans, it's stretch time.
Now time for the 7th inning recap brought to you by Inspire. Well, the first 2 innings, Diamondbacks 2 in each of those innings, and that's held on. 4-3-0 for the Diamondbacks, 0-2-0 for the Yanks. Gallen, 6 innings of strong baseball. Gurriel, 2-run home run in the first. Rodon struggled the first 2 innings, then really picked it up and pitched well. And Austin Wells, 1 for 2, and that one was a double. Gallen's still in there, and he deals outside to the man that was traded for him, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Jazz has one of the 2 Yankee hits, a single left. Kind of a dunker to left field, didn't hit really well. Wells is the only one who hit the ball really well. Yankees have struck out 11 times tonight. They struck out 14 times last night. 3-0 on Chisholm. Right down the middle, taking all the way, 3-1. Trying to get on base. And that trade was orchestrated by the Marlins CEO at the time, Derek Jeter. 3-2. Last season's season high for a pitcher, just one pitcher against the Yankees, was 12 strikeouts. Gallen has 11. And those pitchers were Skubal and Glasnow. And the Yankees won both of those games.
Chances are they had a few homers in between those strikeouts.
Probably. And there is strikeout number 12. Came back from down 3-0.
Well, all the way back. And then just a well-located changeup.
You can't pitch much better than this.
No, he has had every pitch working, and when he needs a big strikeout, obviously you saw earlier in the game in the one jam that he was in, he went to the knuckle curve. 12 strikeouts tonight. Wow.
One and one. One thing about the torpedo bats, they don't work unless you hit the ball.
Yeah, it goes back to what Trevino said in Cincinnati. I use a torpedo bat, and I still hit 200. Huh? You got to hit the ball hard. I don't care what kind of bat you take up. You can take a boat oar up there. You got to square it up somehow.
2-2. Still 2-2. Volpe with a pop to short and a fly ball to right. He's 0 for 2. 3 hits on the season. They've all left the yard. So he's 3 for 18 so far, hitting 167. And the pitch. Rip foul. Gallen was 5th in the National League Cy Young voting in 2022, 3rd in 2023. Last year he dropped out of it because he missed a month with a right hamstring strain, but he still made 28 starts with 3.65 ERA. Swing and a miss. 13 strikeouts for Gallen.
Well, he's making it look easy, and it hadn't been one thing, but one thing has been good all night, and that's that knuckle curve right there. Another swing and a miss.
There's Austin Wells. Really the only well-struck ball in the game against Gallen. A bullet double, right side. Wells is 1 for 2. We're in the bottom of the 7th. 4-0 Diamondbacks. Two strikeouts in the 5th. 3 strikeouts in the 6th. 2 strikeouts here in the 7th. Now a strike away from 3 strikeouts as he's 1 and 2 on Wells. Did he go? No, he did not. All the Diamondbacks stepping toward the third base dugout.
That's the first check swing all night that hasn't gone for a strike. I don't know.
About a break. Ground ball and under the glove of Naylor into right field. Second hit for Austin Wells. Third hit for the Yanks.
It's not because he's struggling, but you know, early in the year, that was his 101st pitch. You see his frustration. He just wants to get through this inning. Everything's working. Got that extra strike, it looked like, for Austin Wells, and he made the most of it.
Career high 13 strikeouts for Gallen. And Torey Lovello says, I'm not going to push you that far, so he goes to the bullpen. And Gallen, what a night. Of the New York Yankees, it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Joe Mantiply will come on. Has not been lights out in his 2 games with a 20.25 ERA. This is the year's ERA, 2025. And they turn Dominguez around to his weaker side, and he swings and misses. Dominguez struck out twice against Gallen. Oh, 0-2. Strikeouts impressive. No walks makes it even better. One and two, an announced crowd of 40,558 here at the stadium on a very chilly Wednesday night. Broken back, ground ball foul. It's so odd. It's so cold tonight, and tomorrow night's game is supposed to be, temperatures in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Last time a pitcher had 13 or more strikeouts and no walks against the Yankees, it was Carlos Rodon in 2021 pitching for the White Sox. Yankees won that game, though. 1-2. Ground it to third. Suarez goes to second, and that'll do it for the Yankees in the 7th. No runs to hit. 1 man left. We take it to the 8th inning here in the Bronx. NWSL takes you inside the high-stakes drama of the 2024 National Women's Soccer League playoffs and championship. Exclusive behind-the-scenes moments of soccer icon Alex Morgan and rising star Trinity Rodman. Watch now only on Prime. We go to the 8th inning. 4-0 Diamondbacks. Middle game of this 3-game set. Diamondbacks won last night in the opener. Gomez still in there for the Yanks. Perdomo leads off. 9-1-2 in the Diamondbacks order. Fouled away. Along with Paul O'Neill and Justin Shackle, I'm Michael Kay. We thank you for spending part of your Wednesday evening with us right here on Prime. Each team with 3 hits, but the Diamondbacks lead 4-0.
Justin, you're awful quiet back there. Are you still back there?
I'm at a loss of words here. I'm trying to keep warm.
That's very nice. I thought it was Gallen that made you lose your word.
Nice play by Cabrera. Takes a base hit away from Perdomo.
One thing you get from Cabrera every day is good defense. Whether he's in the outfield, the infield, anywhere, he can play anywhere above average.
Here's Marte. And a strike. Big cut. Good curveball. 0-2.
Marte looks, he's a high average guy. He's always around 300, 292 last year. But you forget the type of power that he has, too. He had 36 home runs last year. Drove in 95 RBIs. And for a second baseman, that's a lot of run production.
He does not get cheated with a swing.
No, especially right-handed. His swing it's just like he sees the ball longer from the right side, and he puts a hack on it.
Upstairs, 1-2 on Marte. So since the All-Star break last year, he's 4th in OPS. Check that. He's 2nd. 3 Diamondbacks are in the top 5. And that's when their season turned, Paul, because they struggled at the beginning after going to the World Series in 2023. And Corbin Carroll struggled. And, with him, you wonder, was it the sophomore jinx? You've heard that phrase. Was your second year harder for you?
I don't remember it, but I wasn't Rookie of the Year either. So,
right.
I was kind of still becoming, what I wanted to be. So I thought second year was actually better than the first because, you have a little experience. But when you're a Rookie of the Year or you have a tremendous, first year, then you're living up to something,
And the league pays more attention. 2-2. Told you got a contract extension before the game. $64 new million on his contract. Signed through 2031 for $116 million. 3-2 on Marte. Since 2023, he has the 3rd best WAR in the National League. Betts is first, Lindor second, and then Marte. Kind of an under-the-radar star. And he walked him. 3rd time on base for Marte. 2 walks and a RBI single. He was also caught stealing. Here's Corbin Carroll. 1-0.
Gomez not getting the close pitches. A couple of these pitches have just been on the corner or just off. None of them called for strikes.
8th inning, 4-0 Diamondbacks. 2-0. Now, Carroll said there was a silver lining to the early struggles last year. He said, failure has definitely shaped me, and I think that some of my favorite aspects about myself have come from my responses to failure.
didn't like failing, Michael. I don't know.
Not fun.
I don't know if I learned a lot of lessons from it, other than it's probably going to happen again. Huh?
Especially in this sport.
Yes.
Carroll works a walk, so 2 straight walks by Gomez. First and second, 1 man out. Getting ready in a hurry. And here comes Matt Blake. Talk things over with Gomez and give Hedrick a little more time to warm up.
If you're Blake and Aaron Boone, you're going through a streak now. You know, the days off are over. You're in a streak of playing a lot of games now. So, you know, the bullpen budget that we always talk about is going to start to come into play.
So Marlon Abreu comes out to translate for Blake.
Yep. Still out.
This, for the Yankees, the second day of 9 in a row and the second day of 22 games in 23 days. Usually have a lot more off days at the beginning of the year. Yankees had 1 after opening day, which is customary. Gurriel waves at that pitch. And that off day after opening day in, Northeast ballparks and where there are no domes, they do that as a built-in hedge against opening day getting rained out. So they want all the people that bought opening day tickets to be able to come the next day. But if there was a game the next day, then those opening day tickets couldn't be used. The people that had the tickets for the next game would see opening day. The 0-1. Fly ball center field. Bellinger makes the play. Throw comes into Volpe. Runners stay put.
You know, Michael, you were talking earlier that today was the day that Derek Jeter broke in with Cleveland. And I think that was the year we got snowed out opening day. And then we played the day after. And I think I was just looking at my career. I think that probably that was the only day we lost opening day and played in that weather day. And it was like a snowstorm. And there was 3 or 4 inches on the field.
Mm-hmm. Here's Randall Grichuk. And a strike. Two outs, 2 on. Soft ground ball, Cabrera. And that'll do it. So Gomez works into and out of trouble. Diamondbacks strand 2, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. on Friday, April 25th, when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays. First 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees hockey jersey, courtesy of DKNY. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. And supply still in there. We'll deal to Rice, and Rice fouls one off. Lefty in the ninth inning last night. Rice hit one into the second deck against A.J. Puck. And one thing the Yankees are going to have to deal with, and just happenstance, especially with the injury to Stanton, they're probably a righty bat short. They're very lefty laden throughout the roster. And then when you look at the switch hitters are weak from the right side, so it might be an issue, but maybe they get back Stanton sooner than everybody thinks. Swing and a miss. 14th Yankee strikeout. This is the Yankee bench right now. You've got Grisham from the left side, Escara from the left side, then Peraza and Reyes from the right side.
So you're calling Escara his first game tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you don't have a catcher catch 6 games in a row, do you?
You know what? You used to. I guess not now, but it's either tomorrow or the next day, because he had a day game after the travel night game tomorrow.
So Reyes pinch hits for Cabrera. And there's a strike. Now, when you talk about lefty laden, when you look at the starters in the American Leagues, there aren't that many left-handed starters. But there are lefties that come out of the bullpen that can neutralize you in late innings.
You used to look at bullpens and, you'd have a lefty. Now you see a lot of teams with 3 lefties in the bullpen. I mean, you're right. They're loaded.
Reyes played very well in spring training to make the team as a non-roster invitee. Fly ball right field. Carroll, 2 down. Yankees have had 1 base runner since the 2nd inning. And that was the single by Wells, the final batter that Gallen faced. So with the righty Goldschmidt coming up, Torey Lovello is going to go to Ryan Thompson. Stick around for the matchup next. Three-game set right here in the Bronx. Pre-game coverage starts with Audi batting practice at 6, and first pitch is scheduled for shortly after 7 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. And remember, everybody, you can catch tonight's post-game on Yes after the final out right here on Prime. City looks great, doesn't it? As Ryan Thompson will come on for his 3rd game of the year. And he'll face Paul Goldschmidt. Thompson's 32 years old, 6 big league season. How about this? He was with the Rays in 2023, released in mid-August. Diamondbacks signed him 3 days later, and he's pitched very well for the Diamondbacks. Looks like he'd be tough on righties with that delivery.
A sidearm, and also his height. Anytime the ball comes from a tall guy, it's just a little different release point that you're trying to pick up. He is way side, though.
2-1 on Goldschmidt.
And it drops and just gets way down, but just lets it fly from the side.
Sky the other way and out of play. Count is level at 2-2. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Yankees down 4-0. All the scoring in the first 2 innings, 2 by the Diamondbacks in the first, 2 in the second. Then Rodon settled down, pitched very well, gave the Yankees 6, and Gomez has given them 2 shutout innings. But Zach Gallen was extraordinary. Then Mantiply and now Thompson. Swing and a miss, another strikeout for the Yankees. We go to the 9th.
Well, earlier in the game, doesn't matter where Cody Bellinger is on the field, he's good defensively. Carroll sends one to center field, and it continues to carry. Cody Bellinger comes down with it at the wall. I think it even fooled Rodon off the bat.
Gomez in for his 3rd inning of work, deals a strike to Naylor. So the strikeout of Goldschmidt, you see Reyes taking over at 30, pinch hit for Cabrera. Strikeout of Goldschmidt, the Yankees' 15th strikeout of the game. They had 14 strikeouts last night, but they were able to score 5 runs because of the home runs. Nice play by Chisholm on the hard hit ball. Now, if you're wondering, the Yankees, for the 4th time in team history, have back-to-back games of 14 or more strikeouts. It shows you how the game has changed, though, Paul. The previous 3 times, 2018, 3 times in 2023, and 2 times last year. Strikeouts just don't have the same embarrassment level as they did earlier in baseball.
No, you know, it's one of the changes where, you know, you want 3 good swings from a player, right, in case they can elevate a ball and hit it out, where, you know, we were taught to, with 2 strikes, you know, somehow, some way put the ball in play and put a little pressure on the defense.
Well, if the Yankees don't come back, this will be the first time that they lose both of the games. So the 2 games in 2018, they were 1-1. Check this out. 3 games they did it in 2023, and they were 3-0, and they were 1-1 last year. "15 strikeouts in 8 innings, that's a lot. Hard to win games that way.
Well, Gallen was really good. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he had all his pitches, had command with all of them, and his knuckle curve he used as a put-away pitch.
I think that was a pitch clock violation, and Wells does not agree with it. So that'll be a ball on Gomez. Well, it seems like he doesn't agree with the call. Looked like he was pointing to the clock.
Yeah, I mean, might be starting early or sticking or something.
Well, right now there's nothing on the clock. Now there's the 15 seconds, so they'll count it down. Volpe. 2 down here in the 9th. So other than that 8th inning last night, Yankee bullpen has been spot on. But that 8th inning yesterday cost them the game. Gave up 5 runs in that inning. Here's Moreno, 1 for 3. Singled off of Rodon's glove and then came around to score in the 2nd. Now here's the scoring. A walk to Marte to start the game, and out later, Gurriel, who was 0 for 34 at last 34 against the Yankees, hits a 2-run home run. Then in the 2nd, a walk to Suarez, single out the glove of Rodon by Moreno. Then a sac fly by Perdomo and an RBI single by Marte. That's the scoring in this game. Each team with just 3 hits. Coming up for the Yankees, 2, 3, and 4 in their order: Bellinger, Judge, and Chisholm. The Yankees try to climb back. So 3-0. There's a strike. And a walk to Moreno. You know, every other game in baseball is over except for the Dodgers and the Braves. Dodgers and the Braves are in the 3rd inning, but every other game is a final.
Yeah, I was wondering that earlier, where they were so far ahead of what was going on here, if some of them were earlier starts for opening day.
I know the Mets and the Marlins were an earlier start.
Uh-huh.
That was I think a 4:40 start. A lot of getaway days. 1-0 on McCarthy. 0 for 13 so far in the season.
Aaron Boone trying to get everything he possibly can from Gomez. McCarthy, a left-hander. You would think that after that walk, that might have been it, but trying to get through this ninth without using another pitcher.
Every game impacts the other. I mean, the way a bullpen is used, you could read into it what happened the night before, what's going to happen the day after. And we told you they're in a stretch where they're going to play 9 games in a row and then 22 of 23. Grounded to Goldschmidt. Flips to Gomez, and he just beats the speedy McCarthy to the bag for the final out. So 3 shutout innings for Gomez. Last licks coming up for the Yanks. The player of the game presented by Snickers.
Well, Zach Gallen had total command of the Yankee lineup today. 6 2/3 inning, no runs, no walks, and 13 strikeouts. A lot of them on a pitch like that. That knuckle curve breaking out of the strike zone. That's your player of the game. I could use a Snickers right now, Mike. Well, I'm a little hungry.
You know, they've got them downstairs.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Little bite size.
Reminds me of Halloween when you bring the little baby Snickers.
That's right. But the popular families are the ones that get the big jobs.
Oh, don't think you weren't judged by what you gave away at Halloween, right? How dare you throw an apple in my bag, too?
Or a couple of pennies.
Yeah, that didn't do it.
There's Bellinger against Thompson. Thompson came on to get the final out of the 8th. 4-0 Diamondbacks, bottom of the 9th inning. Line to right field. Carroll will play it on a hop. A base hit for Bellinger to start it off.
Well, you talked about the release. Well, from Thompson as a lefty, you're going to get a much better look at it. It's a good solid swing by Cody Bellinger. Back, leg, everything in sync. Line to right field.
There's Judge. He has struck out 3 times tonight. And a strike. Bellinger held by Naylor at first. There's a base hit to center field for Judge. Bellinger will stop at second. Back-to-back singles open the bottom of the 9th inning.
2 of the better swings you've seen all night from the Yankee lineup. Down low, right back at you from Aaron Judge.
First hit of the series for Judge. Yankees have out-hit the Diamondbacks 5-3, but they're trailing 4-0. A.J. Puck, who was so dominant last night, he's up in the bullpen with the lefty Jazz Chisholm up next. And Torey Lovello looks like he's going to go to Puck. Hasn't signaled yet. There he takes the ball from Thompson. So Puck, who was dominating last night, will try to get the final 3 outs here tonight. First and second, nobody out. Yankees trying to rally. Stay right where you are. Five hits, singles by Bellinger, Judge, and Chisholm, a double by Wells, and a single by Wells, and that's the Yankee offense. A.J. Puck is about to take his first warm-up. I'll tell you what, Paul, I've never seen a guy stroll in so casually from the bullpen. Look like he's walking in Central Park.
Got plenty of time, right?
Wow, I mean, no urgency whatsoever. Well, let's just say he throws harder than he walks.
Strolling in Central Park. Wow.
So Chisholm with one of the Yankees' 5 hits. He's single to left in the second. Fly baller right in the fourth. And one of the Yankees' 15 strikeouts. This one looking in the 7th. So Judge with a single. Bellinger opened the inning with a single. Yankees threatening. Only the second time in this game that they've had 2 base runners on. In the second, they had second and third. 1 man out against Gallen, but Dominguez struck out on a knuckle curve, and Ben Rice struck out on a knuckle curve. Four 0 Diamondbacks. Puck deals. Foul away.
That's what he featured a lot last night until Ben Rice caught up with one, and just a lot of sidearm kind of drop down hard fastballs to lefties.
6'7" left-hander. One and one. 6th overall pick in the first round in 2016 by the A's out of the University of Florida. That was a team, the Marlins, that went to the College World Series with Pete Alonso, Harrison Bader, and Dane Dunning, as well as A.J. Puck. Nasty pitch. 1-2.
He got around that, and you see how big the eye on that is. A slider down and away.
Rodon started, struggled in the first 2 innings, settled down, pitched well after that. just missed with the slider on the outside corner.
So tough for a lefty to take that ball. It's in the strike zone a long time.
2-2. High fly ball, right field. Carroll makes the catch. Tagging is Bellinger. He'll go to third. Judge stays put at first.
They saw 3 consecutive sliders after the first pitch fastball, so you've got to cover that slider away. Really hard to catch up with the fastball in, and that's what Puck did. Just got in on him enough to keep it in the ballpark.
So here's Anthony Volpe. He's 0 for 3 tonight. First and third, one out. Bottom of the ninth, 4-0 Arizona. High fly ball, right field and deep. Going back, Carroll. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya! A 3-run home run for Anthony Volpe. And the Yankees are within 1. The ball bounded back out onto the field. There was some confusion, but the umpire had signaled home run right away.
Boy, the fans knew it, and again, Puck gave up a home run last night, but Anthony Volpe has found the right field porch to his liking so far this year. Now the Yankees one swing away, trying to put this into extra innings.
Austin Wells with a swing and a miss.
And he stays inside this, and you see he does not come off the ball, which, you know, you still have something just out of the reach of Carroll. Big 3-run homer.
So that very clearly cleared the wall, but it hit the seat at an angle that it bounded back onto the field. Even Volpe was a little unsure, but the umpire knew it right away. Two and one, no one up in the Arizona bullpen. Four-3. Fourth home run for Volpe, 4th hit of the year. Popped up behind the plate. Moreno tosses away the mask. And the Yankees are down to their final out.
Again, I mean, he has been able the last couple years to be able to stay back a little bit longer to drive the ball to right field. He's so quick inside that as a hitter, you really don't have to worry about getting to the inside pitch if you're Volpe. Well, you can really use that porch.
Well, it comes down to Jason Dominguez batting from the right side against the lefty Puck. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, Yankees down by 1. 1-0. Ben Rice, who had a home run off Puck last night, he is on deck. Actually, there's no one on deck right now. Now Rice comes out. Foul back.
Dominguez had a really good pitch to hit to there. Puck hit a lot of the plate. The swing last night, Ben Rice really surprised Martinez, as good as he was last night, not even up in the bullpen.
1-1. 1-2. Dominguez 0 for 3. Yankees trying to rally. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. The Diamondbacks take their 2nd straight against the Yankees as they hold on for a 4-3 victory here in the Bronx.
Well, they started swinging the bat a little bit too late, but they got back in it. But then Puck put him away. Dominguez looks like he got in pull mode and came over the top of that. Strike three. Arizona heading this series 2-0.
So they fall just short. They do rally in the ninth to put a 3 spot on the board, but 1 short as the Diamondbacks win 4-3 after winning last night 7-5. 4-3-0, beating 3-6-0. Gallen the win. Puck the second save. Rodon his first loss. Gallen 6 2/3. Anthony Volpe the offense, a 3-run home run in the ninth, just clearing the right field wall in the short porch and right. So the Diamondbacks 4-2, and the Yankees go to 3-2. The Yankees will try to salvage the final game tomorrow night. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Jared Ames Boschnack. Don't forget to join us again on Wednesday, April 9th, as the Yankees take on the Tigers from Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan. Coverage begins at 6 on Prime, with first pitch coming just after 6:30. For more coverage of tonight's game, please tune into the Yes Network for the WB Mason postgame show. Once again, the final score is the Arizona Diamondbacks 4 and the New York Yankees 3. For Paul O'Neill and Justin Shackle, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Have a good night, everybody. So long.